As an old player who had his love for this game revitalized, I've been on a journey learning a bunch of archetypes that I've never heard of before. They came out during my my hiatus to this game, or I've been relearning a bunch of archetypes that either forgot about or got a ton of support. And today we are going to be learning about the Altergeist archetype. This is an archetype that I don't think that I've ever heard of. I stopped playing around shortly after Pendulum started coming out, so I would imagine this is more of a case of cards that I don't know of, okay? So let's start off with the first Altergeist card over here. If this card is Link Summoned, you can set one Altergeist trap directly from your deck. Once while this card is face up on the field during the main phase, this is a quick effect. You can send one card you control to the graveyard, then target one effect monster your opponent controls, take control of that target, and if you do, it is treated as an Altergeist monster. You can only use each effect once per turn. So this is phenomenal. You get a trap card down to the deck, and I would imagine the trap cards are pretty helpful over here. It's a 3000 beat stick. It's very, very, very easy to get out, and you get to control an opponent's monster as a quick effect. Dude, this card is broken. Let's keep going over here to Altergeist Dragviren. One tuner, one non-tuner monsters. I didn't even realize it was synchro, so you're diving into a lot of things over here in this deck, okay? When an opponent's special summon monster declares an attack, you can return one Altergeist monster you control to the hand, negate the attack. If this card is tribute summoned, I don't know what's wrong with me, guys. Sorry about that. If this card is tributed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn. So I would imagine we're going to get into a lot of effects where you end up tributing a bunch of cards, and then this card will be extremely helpful. But the negate attack is also pretty helpful right there. Let's keep going over here to a 2-star, non-link, non-synchro, regular monster. This is a tuner monster. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target Altergeist monsters you control for attacks except Find Lag. Also, your opponent cannot target Altergeist monsters you control card effects. Wow. This is another really good card. This is probably a very, very, very good deck. There's so many more cards to take a look at too, man. Holy. Let's continue on over to the next monster over here. When an Altergeist Link monster is Link summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one other Link monster in the field, special summon this card from your hand to the zone the target points to. Also, for the rest of this turn, that monster is also treated as an Altergeist monster. You can only use this effect once per turn. So I would imagine it's probably helpful to have something like with the other. I would imagine we're going to look at other Link monsters because I don't see how this would help the other Link monsters that we took a look at. Maybe it has some sort of effect when it has cards that it points to. It's probably helpful, but you get a special summon there either way. There we go. We got another Link monster. So again, only 2 Altergeist monsters. 1500. Gains attack equal to the original attack at each Altergeist monster it points to. When a spell or trap card or effect is activated as a quick effect, you contribute one Altergeist monster this card points to. There you go. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Altergeist card from your deck to your hand. So this is a helpful card. It's not quite as good as the other Link monster, but I do like that one over there, and you can pretty well activate that, chain that to anything your opponent does. We have another Link monster over here. This is the Altergeist Kidolga. Dude, the artwork on these cards are really cool. Anyways, when another Altergeist monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one monster in their graveyard, special summon it to a zone this card points to, but each turn, it cannot attack unless this card is already declared an attack that turn. If this card is destroyed by battle, you can target one Altergeist card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. I'm always a big fan of cards that end up using your opponent's cards. I think it adds a little bit of a nice spice to the game. But it's going to be difficult because this card only has 1000 attack. But this is what I'm talking about. This is more of a balanced card. It has low attack points. It has the effect, and it's very strong. It has the double effect right there. I like this one. Very, very cool card. Let's continue on over here to the next Altergeist card. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, if you control an Altergeist card, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate the attack. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate the effects of that card while this and its monster and that monster is face-up on the field. This probably has its uses. It's not nearly the best card. It's probably the worst card that we've taken a look at so far. Declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand, negate the attack. It's probably helpful, but it's nothing like too crazy like we've taken a look at with some other cards over there. Let's continue on over to the next tuner monster, 3-star tuner, 1500 attack. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon it. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one Altergeist monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position for the rest of this turn. It cannot activate its effects. So you basically get a free Link monster. You basically get a free Synchro monster. This is another card from the Altergeist archetype that's very good. Dude, this entire archetype is very, very, very good so far. Very good archetype over here, okay? Let's continue on to the Marionetter. Dude, I don't even know what I'm looking at right there with the piece of art. Very cool looking card. I'm kind of seeing the picture now. Anyway, Spellcaster, 1600, 1700. When this card is normal summon, you can send one Altergeist trap directly from your deck. You can target one Altergeist card you control and one Altergeist monster in your graveyard. Send that card on the field of the graveyard, and if you do, special summon the other monster from your graveyard. And you can basically get anything that you'd like for that card. You can trade out a card for another. Another very, very good card going on over here. We also have a 1-star, 500, 300. Still, and I haven't been paying attention to see if they were all spellcasters. Anyways, this card can attack directly. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one card your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Altergeist monster from your deck to your hand, except this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. I don't know. It's not bad. Yeah, you can just attack directly. You can get a card out there anymore, but I'm thinking about the modern game, and I'm thinking about cards that you would want to get rid of. Every good card's now built in with the, oh, yeah, if the card doesn't have the self protection built within it, there's other cards on the field that do, like, oh my god, you can't target any of this archetype's monsters with any attacks or effects. I think this might be a little bit of an outdated card, but it definitely does have its uses over there. We have another Link monster to take a look at over here. A big baddie at 2800 attack over here, okay? Let's continue on. 2+ Altergeist monsters, Link 4. During the battle phase, as a quick effect, you contribute one other monster. This card gains attack equal to that tributed monster's attack on the field. When we already have other cards, I can't remember how many we've taken a look at, but one other one has an effect of when it's tributed. Anyways, when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, and if you do, this card can make a second attack in a row. If this card be destroyed, you can banish one monster from your graveyard instead. I'm liking that some of these cards over here are very, very powerful, yet balanced over there. It's destroyed. It doesn't have the protection if it's built into the, like, if something's getting sent to the hand or sent to the graveyard, things like that. It's only the protection for the destroy. And I like that you can make this thing a very big beat stick over here, and you can attack multiple monsters. Very cool card with that one right there. Let's keep going over here to Multi-Faker. Another spellcaster, 1200, 800. If you activate a trap card except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one Altergeist monster from your deck in defense position except this card. You cannot special summon monsters this turn you activate this effect, except Altergeist monsters. You can only use each effect once per turn. Again, I would need to take a look at what those trap cards do. But I would imagine, as soon as you activate a trap, and I don't know how many traps we're going to take a look. I don't know if this is like a trap-heavy deck. Regardless, I'm sure that you can start sliding trap cards into this deck either way. You get a free Link monster, you get a free Synchro monster from it, even XYZ monsters, but I don't know if we're going to take a look at an XYZ monster within this archetype, but you can get one either way, right? Let's continue on. Dude, I'm liking the artwork for a lot of these cards. Anyways, 500, 300, another one of those cards where it can attack directly. This card can attack directly. You can only use each effect of the following effects once per turn. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can draw one card. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send one Altergeist card from your hand, deck, or face-up field to the graveyard, except this card. Very interesting. I even like the idea of just you can attack directly and you can draw a card. And we have that other card where it's like if it was drawn by a card effect, is that what it was? You can special summon it. Something happens when it was drawn. So I'm seeing a little bit of the connection over there, man. Let's continue on. We have another low star monster over here in the Pixel. You contribute this card, excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. Add one excavated Altergeist card from your hand to your hand. Also, send the rest of the graveyard. It's okay. If you want to special summon it from the deck, if you want to get a little bit of an extra boost of a card, get some cards in the graveyard, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good card over here. Let's continue on to the Pukuri. If an Altergeist monster you control would be used as a link material for an Altergeist monster, this card in your hand can also be used as a material. You can only use this effect once per turn. If an Altergeist link monster is link summoned to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. You can only use this effect once per duel. Okay, that makes sense because I was going to say, this card's very good. I like the fact that you can only use it once per duel. Hey, how long's it been since we've taken a look at a modern archetype that kind of like slows itself down a little bit? This is like a very, 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 very strong deck, but I don't think it's like ridiculously busted, you know? But that might change as we get into these trap cards that I keep thinking about. We have another Link monster to take a look at. Dude, this is a cool looking Link monster. Wow. Altergeist Prime Banshee. That's probably my favorite piece of artwork in the archetype so far. Anyways, 2+ Altergeist monsters, Link 3. During the main phase as a quick effect, you contribute one other Altergeist monster, special summon one Altergeist monster from your deck to your zone that this card points to. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one Altergeist card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Ooh, yeah, so you can probably get a ton of stuff going. You know what? Now I'm seeing the vision of that one other card over there where it's like if you can attack directly and then send a card from the field to the graveyard. Because I'm thinking you could just spam those once you get your link monsters out, and that would be pretty helpful over there. I like this card as well. Very, very good. Let's continue on over here. Dude, I like what's going on over here. I like how you're mixing the 1-stars. You have some monsters with very little attack. You have some big boss monsters in the links. I like this archetype, man. It seems like it's pretty fun to play, too. Okay, we got a trap card. Let's see what Camouflage has to do, okay? Again, very cool artwork over here. Target one Altergeist monster you control. Equip this card to it. Your opponent cannot target it for attacks, but it does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Negate an opponent's monster effect that activates by targeting the equipped monster. If an Altergeist card or cards you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Has that secondary built-in effect. Dude, I hate that about modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I hate how so many traps now have that type of effect where you banish from the graveyard for this to happen or have that extra self-protection over there. But it is a good card. It's a helpful card. We have a continuous trap over here, okay? Special summon this card as an effect monster. Spellcaster, light level 4, 1400, 1800. This is also still a trap. If summoned this way while it's in a monster card zone, other Altergeist traps you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, neither player can target them with card effects. So I would imagine we might see some more trap cards just like this one. But so far, I'm not seeing the vision, but I'm sure I will as we continue on. There we go. Another continuous trap. If another card or cards you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon one Altergeist monster from your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Altergeist monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So it's helpful with the secondary effect, but it's not like the greatest card in the world. I thought we were going to take a look at another monster one. We also have Altergeist Haunted Rock. Very cool over there. Looks like the... Did anybody watch Inside Out? That's what it looks like there. If this card is set, it was set by the effective Altergeist card, you can activate it the turn it was set. When this card is activated, send one Altergeist monster from your hand to the graveyard. When your opponent activates a trap card, except during the damage step, you can send one Altergeist monster from your hand to the graveyard to negate the effect, and if you do, destroy that card. You know, it definitely has its uses, but this wouldn't nearly be my priority if I was playing the card. I don't know if this would work against any specific decks, but so far it's okay. I thought the traps we're going to take a look at were a lot more powerful, okay? Let's continue on to the manifestation. Target one Altergeist monster in your graveyard, special summon it in attack position, and if you do, equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy the monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Altergeist trap in your graveyard, add it to your hand. This is much better. You get a free Altergeist monster, you get the secondary effect again with the trap cards of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! That is very helpful. That's a much better card. That's definitely a target that's worth it, you know? Let's continue on to the next trap. The activation effects of Altergeist cards activated on your field cannot be negated. Wow. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can send one other face-up Altergeist card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. I think this is a very, very good card. You don't have to stop. You don't have to worry about things like hand traps. You don't have to worry about quick effects stopping your cards. That's a very, very good card. And on top of that, you get the you have the secondary effect with it too. This is definitely something that you'd be running in the deck. We also have the next Altergeist Revitalization card. Target one Altergeist Lake monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can banish this card from your graveyard immediately after this effect resolves. Normal summon one Altergeist monster. You can only use each effect once per turn, and only once per turn. What can I say? It's another very helpful support card in this entire archetype over here. And we also have, it looks like an old card. Personal Spoofing. Once per turn, you can shuffle one Altergeist card from your hand or face up your field to the main deck and add one Altergeist monster from your deck to your hand. Dude, it has a little bit of an old school effect too, but I don't imagine that this card's old. That's funny, actually. If you guys want to continue learning modern Yu-Gi-Oh! With me, then why don't you check out this video on screen right here. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, everybody.